So this is the after bash damage report. So we're gonna get this one all fixed up. Did a video showing the loci. Did have a package show up today, so we're gonna take a look at that. So what had shown up is RPM's hinge pin, retaining hinge pins. When I was out bashing a couple weeks ago, I had a hinge pin come off, and luckily we found it, put it back in, and continued on. Then somebody in the comments made a comment saying that that control arm had an RPM arm. And I was like, huh, I don't remember changing it. But I did change it. It broke on one of the sides. I bought enough for both rear, I believe. I only put on one side. So I bought 2 of the RPM kits, but only installed one. And then, out bashing this time, my buddy Send It Floyd, he sent it straight at me, and almost took me out. And from the looks of it, when we were looking out there, it looked like it broke the hub. So here it is, snapped off the hub right there. And I had bought these hubs from RPM when I bought this Xmaxx, waiting for this bearing to go out, like everybody says, so that I could put these on, which comes with the oversized bearings for the inside. But they haven't failed, so now it's broke, so it's time to get this stuff put on. And that's all that happened to this Xmaxx. So all that sending he did, 30 to 40 feet in the air. The only issue I had was breaking a rear hub, which I don't feel is that bad, especially for that impact. So I believe the driver's side has RPM arms on it. Somebody did point it out in the comment section. So yes, this one has RPMs on that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put RPMs on this side, change out both rear hubs. Normally on a basher, normally you just fix what's broken. But because Floyd broke a front upper and lower arm, I'm going to pull these arms off, give him the factory arms, and I'm going to match up my rear so that he could fix the front of his, because these are the same parts for every corner. Nice thing about Traxxas, and that's why I like them so much, these Xmaxxes, because literally you don't have to stock many parts. This part right here covers all 4 corners of this RC, kind of like the Max does. So I'm going to knock off these rear wheels, so I can change both hubs. Now I will keep the good hub in a package as a spare in case I break one of these RPMs, and that way I can continue on bashing. Or I do have the other Xmaxx, which will have stock ones. If I break one of those, I can use the factory one to fix that. So if this interests you on how to repair your basher after you let your friend borrow it, stay tuned, and we'll get this thing put back together lickety split. And as you see, no downtime. Literally, parts were at home. Parts are, luckily I ordered these things 2 weeks ago, because I did a temporary fix, which was drilling a small hole right here so that this hinge pin does not fall out. So it's literally got a bolt on both sides rather than this, because this flexes out and then the pin comes out. So I did a quick little fix on that side. But now I can get rid of that and put the hinge pin bolt deals in. There's only 4 because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only on the outer, and it's just for the hubs, which that so happens to be what I'm installing. Now I will be putting in these control arms. I don't think the axle bent. I don't think anything else bent. Everything else is okay. Yeah, everything else is good on this thing. So I am going to have to pop apart part of this rear stuff to get these control arms changed out. So I'm going to probably do that first. Meanwhile, I'm just going to pop off this whole hub assembly. Well, what's left of it. I only have to take this front off. And Xmaxxes are really easy to work on. They literally, one bolt, and then I have that broken deal that we push the pin out with somehow. And then there we go. And then I'm going to do it to the bottom as well, because I'm going to save these pins for my other Xmaxx. Because I have a feeling I'm not going to upgrade that one because I'm not going to really bash it as hard. I say that now, but at least I'll have spare pins for that one. As you see, that's already done. I'm going to do this really quick. So, let me get these big old tires. There's Xmaxx, you got to have room. You got to have room on your table to work on it. There's sand and dirt everywhere now. But that's a part of this. So I'm going to take out these 4 bolts. I'm going to sneak this out from the cover because I don't want to take the center apart. Because I have to get this rear bumper off. Grab one of these tires again. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab 2 so you guys can see. So now we should be faced up so that you guys can see what's going on. Now, I think I'm going to take it apart. Where am I going to take this thing apart? I think from up here. I don't think I've ever had to take my Xmaxx apart. But I did just change out a steering servo. So I think if I do that, and pop these out, I can slip that out, get some of that sand out of there. And that exposes the rear. Now I have put a hot racing cover on this, as you've seen, but that'll expose our control arms. Now this is simple. Has a little retaining deal, unlike the front ones. The top does. Take out the 2 bolts. Gotta grab my little pliers. There's our upper. And the lower, I gotta stab it on the other side. And then we're gonna pull that pin out. Then I gotta take the shock off, which I believe that has a pin as well. Everything is just so easy. Oh, that one is taking some impacts and stuffed with some dirt. So, I gotta get that sand and grit out of there. That might be deep enough now to get my little bolt out. And then I think I can get this in there. Pull the pin for the shock. There we go. Upper and lower control arms are out. Now tell me that wasn't fast. You can literally break a control arm in the field, have parts in hand, and get it back together. So, shock is forward. We're going to do it in reverse. Slip this in here, put the pin in for the shock. And that's what makes this the ultimate basher. Parts are cheap, easy to fix. Parts are everywhere. You can literally buy Traxxas parts at AutoZone. Take our other pin. He didn't even bend the pins, which is good. Pound that thing in. Like a glove. Then our upper. I think it goes this way. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I thought I had a piece that went there. Why did this go through? Or did I put the wrong side in? Nope, there it is. So this one. Got to put the bolt on the back side, which I forgot about. It's not like I do it every day. Xmaxx doesn't break that often, so. But when it does, truly is easy to fix. And then the top one has the plastic because it sticks out a little bit. There we go. Why is this hitting? Do I have this on backwards? Or is my shock bent? No, that's good. So, these two parts are going to be packaged up for Floyd. Floyd, I got you, brother. I've got the parts for your Xmaxx, for your beater Xmaxx. It don't deserve new parts. We're going to give it used parts. So, let's get, God, these have been sitting around forever. I'm surprised I could find them. So, what it comes with, 2 hubs, and it comes with the rear bearings. Now, I did buy extra bearings. They are somewhere. I don't know where they're at. I think I bought factory bearings because I planned on the factory ones lasting long. So I have factory ones. I don't have RPM ones. I have factory ones because normally I was just changing out the rear bearing until I broke this. Which now that I broke it, I'm going to put better parts in it. So this one's pretty cool because we're going to take this clip off. I think I can use, maybe I can't. Take this little clip off. This should pull out. This should slide out. This is what I was telling Floyd. This doesn't get unattached because that pin, the bearing's literally holding it in. So I am going to, now you see how small these bearings are? I should probably send these bearings to RC Guy Garage. Oh, that bearing definitely needs a little servicing. So I'm going to service up that bearing. But I want to take a look at these and see if my shield is falling out, because you've seen how hard I bashed it. So the bearing's still good, and Yeah. The rubber seal that's supposed to be on this side is still there. So mine did not fall apart. RC guy. Bearing is a little rough, but the bearing's still in good shape. It is rough though. It is a little rough. Just needs some oil. But bearing's in good shape. I'm shocked. So, here's what I do. Here's my little oil. I don't get all fancy with this. It's a basher. I clean off all the dirt off the bearing. I take my razor blade. Where's my razor blade? Take my razor blade. I'm going to take out this little gasket. Now, I won't pull the RC apart, do this. I'll only do it when I'm doing a repair. So, there's our little shield. I'm going to take, this is bearing oil. This is a pen you can buy at your hobby shop. I'm not going to clean this. I'm not going to do any of that. I do see rust in here. So water got in, probably from me washing it. I'm going to fill it with oil. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, so nice. It's so nice to have smooth bearings. Add a little bit more. Now on Armas, I just add this oil because there is no shield. Take the shield, we're going to stuff it back in. I'm going to take my little broken piece. I'm going to push the gasket just to make sure that shield doesn't come off. Give it a little pushy push. And I got a brand new bearing. It feels really good. So, now that I bored you guys with that, we're going to pop the bearing on. Pop a bearing on this side. Look how big that bearing is compared to that little tiny bearing. This is why I bought the RPM ones. Never going to have that bearing problem again. Take this, take my rag, clean this off. Make sure that my swivel works. Gonna stuff that back in there, nice and smooth. Gonna throw this back on. And then put our little clip back in. Now tell me that's not easy. That's not easy, Earl. It isn't easy being that sleazy. All right, I'm gonna cover my pin back up. These are good to have. I buy them at my local hobby shop. I think I got, this is the last one. I don't think I have any more left. But there's the broken piece. There's the RPM one with a big, big, big bearing. So, pop this bearing in here. Really nice bearing, guys. Really nice. It's so nice. But, enough yip yap. We're going to slide that in there. I'm going to flip this around because this only goes one way. Just going to let it kind of hang there. We're going to open up our parts that I got yesterday. Actually, they came today. That's why I'm doing this. Hinge pin retainers made by RPM. They knew that we were going to have to buy these things. You want to know the part number? Part number is 70510. Hinge pin retainers. Get you some. Part number for the rear axle carriers with the big bearings. 81732 by RPM. Buy them anywhere. And then if you want the control arms, 82352. I don't think you need RPM. You can always buy the factory ones, are really good. I bought RPM because I buy RPM everything. So we're going to shove our pin through, and it only goes in one way. Oh, that don't even fit. Oh, it's coming through. That is probably, are they all the same length? Yeah, that's where that goes. It only goes in one side. Yeah, I think you got to screw it on the rest of the way. Let me find an Allen key for this. There we go. That's all it was. Had to be screwed in. Why is there such a big space on this? Go. That was different. Okay. Now these things are all the same length, so it doesn't really matter. Which one's top, which one's bottom. Give it a little tappy tap, then take your Allen. I think I need some more tappy taps. Wish I had my drill with this size. There we go. Got to get it to where it's barely starting to poke out the other end. I like these blunt nose. That's it. That side is done. Hinge pin retaining thingamabobbers are on. Now let's do the other side. This side should be easier because I don't have to change the control arm. Now I'm going to take out, I did add a bolt over here, which I don't need anymore. Pin. Oh, that bearing is shot. I think we got a little rust on our bearing. Well, the camera died, so I just switched out cameras. So, where were we? We just slid this off. So now I'm going to take this little clip out of there. Don't stab yourself in the finger. Bearings feel terrible on this one. I'm setting it on this plastic thing because there's so much sand on the table. So this bearing definitely needs some work. It needs some lubrication. We'll leave that back bearing in there. And look, my back bearing's still okay. The shield is still on it. The bearing is still good. RC Guy Garage, I don't know. You must have some pretty bad dust out there. Diamond dust must be rough. Because I bashed this. I mean, you guys seen all the bashes lately. These bearings haven't come out. Now, I did have them fall out when I first got it. I broke one. But I don't know. I just bought standard Traxxas bearings. So we're going to pop out this shield. You could tell what side goes in. The silver ring. That's where the bearings were rubbing on it. Trying to escape. And I'm going to try to do this. See? I don't clean them out, anything. I just add some oil. It'll seep right around this little shield in here and get to those ball bearings on the other side. I know some guy pulls out these this piece, but I just leave it in and lubricate it. The fluid will go past it. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Then I'm going to pop the shield back in. Take our little broken 1.5. Make sure it's in there. Because we don't want this coming out when we're driving. Our Xmaxx in the dirt. I want to keep that dirt and dust and everything out of there. That diamond dust. Yeah, there we go. Nice and smooth now. Now let's grab the RPM one. Already got the other bearing on the other side. Nice and smooth. Let me wipe this off. This is my basher. But something breaks, you got to get it together. Nice and easy. Put our clip back in. Did that with my finger. Now what did I do with the little cap for this? I knew I was going to lose that little cap. Always cap it back up. There we go, nice and smooth now. It was all rough when we took it apart. You can tell this one's got some mileage on this side. Everything's a little loose. Loosey-goosey. Normally I would just put that on a drill and drill it in. I am using my wrong hand. Hold on one second, pizza's here. Alright, back again. Pizza showed up. Almost done. So I can eat. And once you get a little poke out of this side, you can just start cranking it. Threads will bite. Clockwise is tightened, counterclockwise is untightened. There we go. Funny, that controller, I'm starting to wear through my thingy thing. So now we're going to put our bumper back on. So I didn't remove this. I'm going to just slip this in here like that. Put my 4 bolts in. Two long bolts. And then we are done. This repair is done. Now this repair could have been done just by changing that one hub. And a true basher, like my buddy Floyd, would have just changed the one part that was bad, not try to make any improvements. He just would have fixed what broke and continued on. I'm just a little different. I just want to make things right so that when I go out, I know it's good. Bearing's a little stiff. I definitely want them in good shape, especially I don't plan on going in there very often. So we're gonna get these wheels put back on. I'm gonna try to look at the direction. They do have a rotation. Make sure the rotation is correct. These are my hot racing wheel nuts. You can see how strong the serrate is so that they don't come loose. But they take a very special big socket, I should say. Nothing special. I don't use a special socket. I just use one that I made for this. And I'll show you what I mean, what I made for it. So, here's my big impact gun. Because as you see, I ground this socket down, and this is my Xmaxx socket. So with those hot racing, this is a 1" is what this is. And I ground it down so it fits in there perfect. And this is how I put on my Xmaxx wheels. These hot racing ones. Three ugga duggas, as Kevin would say. And that's it. Xmaxx is ready to bash another day. And this is why I don't mind loaning out my Xmaxx, especially to a buddy of mine. He does have 3, by the way. He could have went home and grabbed another Xmaxx. It's only 5 minutes from his house. But there we go, guys. Xmaxx all back together. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And we will see you guys on my next video. I'm gonna grab some dinner, and we'll see you guys on my next repair. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.